Hi and welcome to the shed. So I'm going to make a few wee videos just in the shed in the garden around practical woodwork with the things that we have at home. I've asked you to have a wee look around the house and see what it is you have and see if there's things that we can build together or some projects that you might do on your own. I've had a wee look around and I've got a shameful amount of tools that aren't up to standard. What I mean by that is, here is a bevel edge chisel, similar to the ones we use in school. Obviously this one is slightly different, that it's got a impact end on it here, so steel bit for hitting. But as you can see, it is as blunt as a blunt thing, so I don't know what I've been doing with that at some point in the past. However, I have found this other one, and I seem to have kept this one in its sheath. You can take that off there. And this one, if you have a wee look, is much better condition. Yeah, you can see it's got that nice sharp on it, and it's got a sharp honed edge on it as well, so quite sharp. And this one I've kept inside its holster. Obviously maintaining the tools is key. Another thing I found was this old saw. So this is a jack saw, and it's quite an unusual saw in that there's teeth on the curve up here. And this, I think it's called a floorboard saw, and what you could do is turn it upside down and cut your floorboards with this curved bit if you had to get underneath the floor. So I've had this saw for some amount of years, and it's actually all rusty. It's still got good teeth on it, so I might give this a wee clean up and work on maintaining it. However, I have found this other saw, a more recent one, and again I've kept this one inside its teeth. It's been used quite a lot. Not like the tenon saws we use at school. This one does not have a solid back on it, so it will bend. This is a panel saw, and it's got teeth along the bottom here. I've kept that inside here, and again in much better condition. And we're sitting in a shed, and I would say that this shed that we're in today is not actually my shed. It's a shed that I have reclaimed from my own dad. So we built my dad a brand new shed, and we took this one apart because it had a rotten floor, and the bottom two panels of the shed were all rotten. But instead of throwing it out, I have cut off the bottom two panels, so lowered the whole shed, so it's a bit shorter than a normal shed, and I replaced all the rotten bits of floor around the edge, and I've just stuck it in my garden as a temporary shed, but it's actually very good. I say that because these tools were in my plastic shed. I bought a plastic shed thinking it was going to be really good, but plastic sheds don't breathe. In other words, the air can't come in and out, and material rusts when it's wet and damp. So in the plastic sheds, all the tools I have or had, like this plane, is all rusty. And this is a very good plane at the time when I bought it, and I use it for lots of projects. But over the last few years it's been sitting in a plastic shed, and it is rusty and quite blunt. It's kind of welded together. So we'll do a wee maintenance video at some point, showing you how to put tools together, take them apart, how to maintain them and look after them. But for today I just thought it was good to say hello face to face, as face to face as we can, and just show you that I have some of the tools that we're learning about today. You would have saw I put up a thing about a tri-square, and again, if you see my tri-square is all rusty on both sides, so I'm going to have to maintain that. I've found the sanding block really key. I found some sandpaper as well. I did find this wee vise, not quite a bench vise that we would use at school, but I have this worktop here that I put in, and I would say I found the worktop. Somebody had been fly tipping, so I picked it up and I brought it into the shed so we could make these wee videos. And they also dumped all these screws, so they're a wee bit rusty, but I now have about 200 screws, which is good. But my wee vise just doesn't fit on the edge. The jaw distance here isn't good enough, so we're going to have to do something about the worktop. Maybe saw a wee bit out, use my bevel edge chisel, cut out a wee gauge so that I can slot in and tidy up. Because if we're going to do any sort of woodwork together, It's always good to get things clamped down. I do have one little G-clamp. I'm sure it'll be very useful, but I only have the one and it is quite small. And I have also found in my garden a series of these clamps, okay, and I'll be using these clamps more than others, and actually it's a clamp holding my phone up just now as well. So lots of different tools here, lots for us to be getting on with for the next week or so until we're back at school. But I thought today it'd be good to set you a wee challenge. Now I've found a piece of wood, I have a piece of wood just lying about, and I'm going to make this into a sign. Now this is something I figure that most of you will be able to do at home. Even if you don't have the tools that I have here, you should still be able to make up a little sign. So this is going to be my sign for maker. So what I've done is printed out the word maker, and I'm going to put that down on top of my piece of wood. I'm going to take my hammer. Now actually I've got two hammers. This one has got a ball on the end, so a ball peen hammer. In school we use this for riveting and metalwork, so I won't be using that. And I have this hammer here, so this is my cross peen hammer, or my Warrington pattern hammer, and I'm going to use that for pinning. I've also got some panel pins, and the panel pins are what I'm going to use for this one. Now you don't have to use panel pins, there is other things we can do. And what I'm going to do with my maker sign is I'm going to pin my pins on. And I'm going to pin it all the way around, and I'm actually just going to spell out the word maker with my pins, and I'm going to keep them quite close together, about 8mm. Or maybe round that up to a whole centimetre, 10mm. And I'm going to double it up. So I'm going to both sides of my letter. And what I'm going to do is trace round the letters, so you can see there's some pins in there. And I'm going to trace round the letters to spell the word maker, and then I'm going to tear off the paper or remove the paper any way that I can, and I'll have a lovely sign that says maker and nice nails. And as that weathers, it will start to rust, because these are mild steel, so it'll start to rust, so I'll end up with that orangey pattern on the wood. And I'm going to take my maker sign and I'm actually going to screw it onto my shed. Okay, so your task this week is to make up a sign. If you don't have panel pins and a hammer, like I said earlier, I have now got hundreds of screws that I found by the side of the road, and I can take this with my screwdriver, but with the screws I would just put it in the middle of my letters and just have a single letter going all the way around. And that'll work just as well, although as you can see it's much higher, but it's just whatever I've got, and I can do that. So I can use my screwdriver and screws for my letters, I can use panel pins, and if you don't have any of these things, you can still go ahead and do it with thumbtacks, you know, for your posters and things in your houses. So it can be as creative as you like. I've printed out the word maker, but actually you could just write something on a piece of paper, then put the paper on it, and then put your nails on top. I wouldn't suggest doing it straight onto the wood, because then you'll see the pattern, and once all the paper's removed, it should look really nice. Keep your pins evenly spaced as well, because that's going to make a really good project. So I look forward to that. I think we'll maybe have a showcase on the team on Friday, and we'll upload our pictures of our signs, and that'll be really good so that everybody can meet each other. Like, you know, there's 60 of us in the class, and this is our first little project. Okay, there's also going to be a quiz this week, and there will also be another assignment, a little test at the end of the week about tools. So every day I'll put up some tools based on your National 5 for you to learn the names and the uses of, and your quiz will be based on the names and uses of tools. But let's start some woodwork projects. If you don't want to do a sign, or you don't have the resources to do a sign, any wood project you'd like to do this week, I'd love to see the pictures. Have a great week. Be productive, be good, stay safe, and I'll see you very soon, I hope. Bye for now.